Hello and welcome to my weekend vlog. I'm trying to start a series in which I play a random puzzle game. I don't know if every weekend, but whenever I have time for it. And for the first episode I decided on Tetris. And like most of you probably watching that are of my age. My English is rusty today. You've probably known and played this game ever since you were a kid, but I didn't manage to play this version up to today. I had on the NES and another version. I think it was the Atari version, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's begin. Let me just make sure the sound is not all that loud. Ooh, I like this one. Yeah, so you can choose the game type and the music. As for the rules, I think most of you know how to play this game. And I'm just gonna let the pieces fall at their own speed. I'm not gonna rush them because the point is to relax, drink some tea and enjoy our Sunday. Yeah, the sun came out and spring is here. Ever since yesterday the weather changed drastically. It's very sunny. Not all that hot yet, but we'll get there. I like the sun. It does a great deal for my mood. Whenever, I don't know, ever since August, when I noticed that the days start getting shorter, I start to get more and more depressed up to December, January, February, when it's the worst. And then as soon as the sun comes out, I start feeling much better. I don't know if it's that way for everyone, but I really feel it. Yeah. If you don't know, you should check out, and if you're interested, you should check out the history of Tetris, the story behind it, and how it's pretty interesting. It's game history and console history are among the only types of history I'm really interested these days. I don't know if the person who created the game is still alive or not, but after living in Russia for a long time, he moved to America and started a company. The music's nice. This track is nice. I only listened to the first track when playing, but this one is also nice too. I don't know if the microphone captures it. So anyway, how are you guys spending your weekend? I managed to relax a bit and went shopping and got annoyed. I like going shopping, but I don't like that there's other people there. And they usually, I like going shopping, and I'm like real quick in and out, get what I need and go home. But every time, no, not every time, but most of the times I go, there's someone or a couple or a family that stops in front of the things I need and starts reading the labels. And I get it, but come on, it's a piece of meat. Look at the expiry date, it's meat, it doesn't have ingredients. Yeah. And other times there's people who leave their shopping cart in all the wrong places. They're blocking the aisle. You can go past them, and that can be annoying if you're in a hurry or if it's after work and you want to go home quick. Yeah, it's not all that clicky now, but we'll get to the harder levels. If you guys interested in retro gaming and heard the news about MyRient, it got me in kind of a panic. It's the only site I use for my retro entertainment needs. The guy behind it got to the point where he has to pay from his own pocket for maintaining the site, and it's something like $6,000 a month or something like that. Okay, and he can't continue like this, and he announced that he's going to shut down the site at the end of March, and that got me all panicked and sad. But it seems like the community is stepping up, and they'll find some kind of solution for preserving all the files. There's a new Reddit thread and so on. It would be a shame to lose all that. Yeah, I'm drinking my tea now before things start to get faster. I can do this for clicks. Yeah, if there's other puzzle games that you'd like to see me try, please leave them in the comments below. From what I can remember, for the NES at least, I'd like to play Dr. Mario and what was it called? There was an old game. All NES games are old. Ooh, we made it to level 2. There was this game, I think it was called Jewelry or something like that, and you had the Statue of Liberty on one side, and you had blocks with 3 colors, 3 shapes each, and you had to match them to get rid of them. And I remember spending a lot of time on that game as a kid. I'll have to check, because all of the NES games I played as a kid were not in fact on the NES, were on a Famiclone here in Romania, and I think in most of Eastern Europe we didn't have access to normal consoles, but we had these bootleg consoles. This was in the 90s, the NES is from the 80s. But we had this bootleg console that played cartridges, and sometimes the games were modified from the original. Like, I remember there was this game, it was on the cover said Super Mario World, but in fact, and I found this out only as an adult, it was a reskin of one of the Adventure Island games. You had Mario as the character, but then everything else was from Adventure Island. The one with where you got the dinosaurs from the eggs. You broke the egg. While playing, you found eggs, and when breaking them, you found a shape from the playing card decks, like the club, the heart, and so on. And when you got a dinosaur and it was a reskin of Adventure Island, but it was marketed as Super Mario World or something like that. I used to play a lot of that too, but I couldn't finish it as a kid. It was a pretty hard game. Adventure Island in general is a hard series. Most NES games are way harder than we have these days. Yeah, this music is more relaxing than the first track. I don't know if it's gonna ramp up as we advance through the levels, but right now it's okay. Gonna hold the console closer to the microphone, maybe you get to hear it. I hope nobody sues me for this. I'm trying to remember if there were any other NES puzzle games that I played besides Dr. Mario and Tetris and the one with the Statue of Liberty. It's hard for me not to press down to make the pieces move quicker, but I'm trying to buy time. And usually I just, as soon as they come out, I know where to put them, at least in the beginning levels when they move slower. After that it's a bit more difficult. You know that I think even today they have tournaments for this game on this very game on the NES, and they bring actual consoles and those old CRT TVs and they play, and people do amazing things. They have like this technique where they hold the controller the other way around and they press with the they press with the back of they press with the two fingers. They hold I don't know how to explain it. They hold the controller backwards and they have a way of tapping in order to make the pieces rotate much faster. It's amazing what people come up with. Click. I'm a fan of ASMR, but I'm not all that big a fan of mouth sounds, but I guess some people like them. Yeah, I like soft spoken and I don't know, maybe brushing sounds or something like that, but most ASMR is, at least girl ASMR is, I lost my patience. I started pressing down. Yeah, most ASMR out there is borderline porn, and I'm not a big fan of that. Ooh, level 2. My throat makes this weird noise sometimes when I drink. I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, all these pieces have names, but I never actually learned them or try to find out their names. And this is the L. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's the actual name. Yeah, it's daytime here. Usually I make my videos at night when it's a lot quieter, because I have a playground like right next to my house, my building, and most of the times there are kids out there screaming or dogs barking or whatnot, and it kind of ruins the mood. But everything's pretty quiet now. Hope it stays that way till I finish the game or the video. I wonder what color we'll get next. If you noticed, the color changes each time we go up a level. I don't know if they're always the same or what's the logic behind them, but they do. Trying to keep rhythm with my tongue, but it's difficult. Drinking some ginger tea. I had a white Monster energy drink earlier and then I fell asleep. And now I'm drinking some tea. During the cold months I usually drink a lot of tea. Not necessarily because it's warm and it's nice, not necessarily for its health benefits, if they have any. I guess green tea is considered healthy, and I sometimes drink that. But this one is ginger and lemon. And I have here a cup with the dragons from the... Oops. Sorry for that. I knocked over, there's a kendama on my table and I knocked it over by mistake. I hope it wasn't that loud. I'll try to dim the noise when editing. We made it to level 3. Amazing. Yeah, and the pieces... some pieces don't rotate if they're close to the wall. I guess this one does. This one doesn't do anything. click, 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 click. Guess it's safer to rotate them than to move them around in case they fall where they shouldn't. Okay, now we have two lines here with this L. I'm starting to wish we get to the... I'm thinking of starting to let them down faster now, but I'm trying to stay consistent. But I have a hard time waiting. I didn't even check. I have no idea when the level changes, at what, how many points you have to make for the level to change. I've never studied Tetris mechanics. See, now I'm clicking it, it doesn't do anything because it's next to the wall. Level 4. It's a pity that there's no way this will have a happy ending because I'll lose eventually. But I guess it's the journey that counts. Almost made a mistake there. I'm thinking if should I try to make more lines at once or just play it safe. Depends on how long I want this video to last. Or I could just play a button that doesn't play a button. I could just press a button that doesn't do anything. Just for the clickiness. Oh, these are louder. These are the triggers. Check this out. usually drink very fast. I'm not a patient drinker. That's why I avoid alcohol. If I drink alcohol, I usually get... If I have something to drink, I usually won't stop until I finish it. And that's bad when dealing with alcohol, so I don't drink it altogether. And I don't enjoy it. I mean, it's fun while you're buzzed, but the next day it's kind of horrible if you overdo it. I had a friend who would say after 30 a hangover lasts for 4 days or something like that. It didn't happen to me, but I noticed when I was drinking and partying that even though the hangover won't last for that long, usually you're not 100% for a few days after a long night. I guess that's lack of sleep too, but I'm sure alcohol plays a big part in it. Click simulator. Diablo. If you've seen my video on Diablo for the PlayStation 1, that's a click simulator. There's a tiny bit of strategy involved in the game, I guess. Or I'm only up to level down in the dungeon to the 5th level, I guess. I think someone's yelling upstairs. I live in an apartment building. Oh, I have my first gap. I live in an apartment building and my neighbors from above, sometimes they yell at their dog or something, or their cat, I don't know, and swear. And it's kind of funny, but not when you try to record. Yeah, things are starting to get a bit faster now. Let's see if we can repair this. Let's make things right. And what do I do with you? Let's see. Okay. Things are starting to get a little more difficult. Let's see if the pieces will help me. I guess some of it is my mistake. What have I done? Let's see how I'm gonna save this. No. Sheesh. Yeah, I'm starting to panic. This is not good. I figured we'd be able to get further, but this is not good at all. point I can just quit, but let's see, maybe we get lucky. Okay. Okay, not bad. Yeah, I think this is it. This is the butterfly effect of games, like you make one mistake at the beginning and then it's all downhill from there. Yeah, so this was the weekend vlog. This was Tetris 1987, maybe 1988, I can't remember. Let's see. We're gonna skip that part. Yeah, so if you'd like to see me try other games, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and have a nice Sunday. Bye bye.